Okay, so I bought this little Komandirskie off of eBay because I like the dial on it. It has a little sailing motif with a little ship's wheel and an actual ship back in there and behind the hands. I like a lot, but I really hate this case. I don't like this, the way this comes out like this. That's just not my style at all. So what I did was I went on eBay and I bought this one, which does have a case that I kind of like. So and it uses the same movement, so they should be swappable, easy enough. Here's the back. So I'm going to swap this dial into this case, but neither one of these watches work. So, but I don't have the skills to be rebuilding a movement and cleaning it all, because that takes a lot of experience and cleaning equipment that I just don't have. So what I did was I went ahead and bought this brand new one in this horrible case, and it has the same movement inside of it. So I'm just going to take this brand new movement, attach it to this face, put it into this case. And one more thing while I'm talking about it, I don't really like any of these hands very much, so I went on eBay and bought, where'd they go? Bought this set of hands, and these are called Ranger hands. There's all kinds of different hands out there if you want to build your own watch. But what you have to do is get the number of the movement in the watch already, and then get the hands to fit that movement, because the mounting holes for these things come in different sizes, and if you buy the wrong size hands for the wrong size movement, they're not going to fit. They're not going to go on, or the holes are going to be too big and they're just going to flop around. They're not going to be usable. So I'm going to stick these Ranger hands on this dial in this case with this movement. Okay, so for the first thing to do, I need to take this back off of this watch and take this case out. Get this movement out of here. This unscrew. So here's the back of the ring. There's also this gasket that comes out of here. Oops. That flew away. Okay, so zoom in here. Okay, to take out the stem on a movement, there's usually a little secret screw, a little thing you have to push on to get the stem out. This one, I think it's right here. Push down on it, the stem will pop right out. Sometimes that's a screw you have to unloosen, but most of the time it's just a little point or a little bump sticking out somewhere, and you just push on that, and the stem will pop right out. And it's dropped. Now the movement should pop right out when I flip it over. And there we go. Okay, so let's take a bite of this. Put this down. And we need to get those hands off first. A little tool like this. If you can see, what happens is the center of this goes into the center of the hands, and these little grabby bits go underneath. And then when you pull on it, you pull the hands off. But to protect the face, you want to put a piece of plastic down like this. Alright, and that's it for the hands. Okay, so before we can take the dial off, we have to take this ring off from outside of the movement, and it's held on by this screw over here and this screw over here, so I'll take those off. There we go, ring off. There's my dial. I'll have to clean that up a little bit. Here. Now with a Seiko watch, stem is not connected to the crown. You have to cut the stem and adjust it to fit the crown and the length that you need, depending on the movement you're using in the case. But Vostoks, they come with the crown and the stem are one piece already, and they just come based on the case because they practically all the wind-up models use pretty much the same movement, so the stem is the same, so they just make the stem fit the case, and then it comes as part of the case. Got my dial in my case. Now I just gotta pull the other one. Okay, I got the watch back together, and I got the retaining ring put on. Let me just okay. Yeah, got it. I mean, it's essentially a dive watch, but it's not really a dive watch. I'm not going diving with it at all. I just want it to look cool, and so it does. I think it looks all right. So I was looking for a band for this thing, and what I found was, keeping with a sort of like a nautical theme, I came across these old Spidell band. It looks like it has actually, I'm thinking ship's rigging, like ropes going up and down the sails and stuff. So that came out. That looks pretty interesting to me. So I'm gonna stick this on there, and then we'll take a final look and see how it looks. All right. All right, and here we have the final thing. One kind of a weird band, but I'm actually a little bit impressed. That looks pretty good to me.